friend, I am Mike the Fit Farmer. Are you currently growing something right now, whether it be in a garden somewhere or on your patio or even in your kitchen window? Let me know in the comment section below. When I first got started gardening, I had never really grown anything in my entire life. But now it's been 10 years now since I started by growing my first plants. And it's been a super exciting adventure of learning to grow new things. And I have enjoyed it so much that a couple years ago, my family sold mostly everything we had to start a farm in the country. And now we grow all kind of things, and we even own and operate a market garden. And this past week, we have been harvesting from that market garden. We've been harvesting some lemon squash, which we have grown for the first time. I've done prolific yellow squash, we've done zucchini squash, but this is the first year that we're doing a lemon squash and these are some seeds that we got from Baker Creek. In addition to harvesting the lemon squash this week, I also harvested radishes, and Sailor here was harvesting some beets. Oh yeah, and we also harvested some cucumbers. But one of the things that we have been harvesting, and we have been harvesting for a number of weeks now, is various types of greens on our farm. And I talked about in a previous video one of the greens that we're growing always year round, and that is microgreens. And growing microgreens are so easy that even my almost 9-year-old daughter can do it. And another green that we grow year round is lettuce. But most people think that you can't grow lettuce at this time of year. It's June, and for most places, especially here in the South, it's hot. And from most people's growing experience, when you grow lettuce at this time of year, it just bolts. And what bolting is when the plant shoots up a stalk, which makes a flower and then goes to seed, and that's how the plant reproduces itself. But when it does that, the leaves become smaller, they become tougher, and they become bitter. Research says that it's not actually the heat that causes this, but the longer days. I don't know if that's true or not, but there's a number of things that you can do to still grow lettuce at this time of year and prevent that from happening. And one of the things that you can do is actually pick the right variety to grow. And there's a number of varieties that do better, that are more heat tolerant. And some of the ones that we grow are Muir lettuce, as well as Salanova. We like the Salanova Sweet Crisp. They have the green and the red, as well as you can get away with doing the green or red salad bowl lettuce as well. And a number of the other lettuces don't do well in the heat, and as a result they become bitter really easy. And when that happens and you taste it, it's just like no good. Definitely ruins that salad experience. The second thing I recommend for growing lettuce in the hot summer month is making sure you irrigate and you keep your lettuce cool. Research may say that it's the longer days, but I think that it really helps it even more to keep the leaves of the lettuce cool. So making sure you have irrigation. I like the overhead irrigation for keeping the leaves cool. You can use drip, but I think that keeping the leaves themselves cool really makes a big deal, really helps out a lot. And the third thing that I recommend is using shade cloth, especially in the first days of transplanting your lettuce. And the transplanting experience in itself for a plant causes quite the shock from a plant. Transplanting is not a natural thing that will happen in nature. So us transplanting plants into the areas that we want them to grow does cause a great deal of stress on the plant. And having a shade cloth over the lettuce and over the plants during this process really helps them to adjust to the transplanting process. And actually, lettuces are really a partial shade plant, so you can also use your shade cloth in other ways to help mimic the shade and actually decrease the amount of sunlight that they are exposed to during these longer days. And then the fourth thing that I would recommend for growing lettuce, especially if you're growing it for a salad mix, is to also grow arugula, mizuna, kale, or some other type of green that adds some different type of texture as well as flavor to counteract any slight bitterness that there may be in the lettuce. And this has been one of the tricks that they have used for a long time in spring mixes. They add these arugulas and these baby beet leaves to really counteract any bitter flavor that may be there in the mix, and it really does make a big deal and actually enhances and adds a lot of flavor to your salad. And another thing you can add is radish microgreens. I really like, well, you can add other microgreens too, but I really like to do radish microgreens. And once again, if you didn't see the video that Sail and I did about microgreens, make sure you check it out. And the last thing that I recommend for growing lettuce at this time of year is harvesting it on time. Don't let it sit in the garden, don't let it sit in the field too long. When it's ready to be harvested, go ahead and cut it and harvest it. You may be only able to get 1 or 2 cuttings off of leaf lettuce. In the spring and even fall, I can get 3 to even 4 cuttings off of leaf lettuce. But during this time of year, we really only get 1 or 2. So just make sure you get it done on time and you can have some good lettuce. Well, so far we've been pretty successful in growing lettuce week after week so far this year. My goal is to be able to grow it all year long. So we're making a lot of success and progress towards that goal. And actually, we just got a new salad spinner from one of our viewers, and I want to thank you so much, Constance, for sending us the new salad spinner. It's really helped us to upgrade the speed and efficiency that we're able to dry and spin out and dry our lettuce. We've just been using these handheld ones for some time, and we ultimately want to, in the next few weeks, upgrade and convert a washing machine into a salad spinner, but we're not quite there yet. So having this new salad spinner has been a great deal of help, and thank you once again, Constance. But what do you do once it has already gone to seed? Is there any use for it at all? Well, here recently we went ahead and pulled out an old crop of lettuce that actually bolted and went to seed. And is there anything I can do with it here on the farm? Well, not really. I've tried juicing it before. Yeah, not really that great. So most of the time we just give it to the chickens. Or if you let it bolt and you actually want to save the seed, that's another option for you as well. You could be a seed saver, and you can save that seed and use it and store it and use it again the following year. So that's another option for you as well. They absolutely love this stuff. Look at there. Eat up those greens, ladies, so you'll be nice and strong so you can produce good eggs for us. Eat them up. And look who's coming to join us. Sayla's here helping me out. Looks like she's prepared for winter again though with that hood on. Oh, and look here. One of my sprinklers got broken. So we'll have to fix that too. But overall these wobblers work really well with low flow on our water. Oh, so you're taking this next load by yourself?
Yep.
Let's see. Whoa, you can take it. That's that farm fit strength there. Look at there. I'm so proud. She's getting strong. She's getting pretty strong. All right, you want to get this load? What'd you say about the dock again?
The chickens and ducks love eating ducks.
So here we have a couple of leaves that just came off as we were pulling out the dock there. So Sailor really likes giving them to the chickens and ducks. But even though we have continued to have some success with growing our lettuce, it has been time to retire our Swiss chard for the time being. We have had a number of weeks where we have been harvesting our Swiss chard, but finally has gotten to the point where it is beginning to bolt, and we've tried to keep it watered and so forth, but it's just too much for it right now. So I cropped out. Oh, I gotta watch the word cropped out because Sayla has gotten on to me about saying cropped out. It sounds like I'm saying a bad word, she thinks. So we pulled out all the Swiss chard, and it actually had some nice roots on it that look like beets. And you know what I was thinking? I wonder if I can use this for anything. So
So after looking at a number of websites online, they pretty much are in agreement that the Swiss Chard Roots are edible. Swiss Chard is very similar to beets. So I have never eaten Swiss Chard Root before. So I'm a little afraid. I don't think it'll kill me. But we're gonna give it a shot. Here we go. I'm a little scared. So, not that bad. Very similar to a beet. Just a little hairier and a little bit scarier. But overall, not bad.
I'd never used the roots from the Swiss Chard before, so I was definitely trying a number of ways to use it. I tried juicing them. That turned out okay. And I've actually been experimenting with a number of things with juicing. I enjoy juicing a lot. And instead of putting milk on my cereal, recently I've been putting juice on it. It's definitely a different taste, and I definitely think I'm gonna continue to do it. So continue on. But we also tried. Lacey did a number of neat dishes with the Swiss Chard Roots, and she cooked them up, and they weren't too bad. It tastes pretty good with the leaves. And she's also cooked a number of other great dishes with some of the produce that we've had this week. And here's just a couple photos that she's taken of some of the squash that she's made, and she just made a number of excellent dishes. So it's really excellent to have somebody in the family that can cook really good. So thank you for that, Lacey. So if you have some Swiss chard that has developed some roots on them and it's time to pull them out and you want to give them a try, cook them up, cook them with the leaves, saute them, put a little bit of vinegar on there just to complement or counteract any bitterness that may be there in the leaves, and give them a shot. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you like them. I wouldn't say it's my favorite thing in the world, but it's nice. I'm always willing to try something new, especially when it comes to health and improving the health and well-being of myself and my family, especially when it's something we've grown ourselves. You always want to try eating and partaking in what you've grown. And speaking of health, one of our products for the month is Mother Nature's Mountain from our friend Dr. Flower. And these are some tinctures here. And for those of you who don't know what tinctures are herbal extracts of herbs that have been soaked over a number of weeks to where they are a concentrated version of that herb, and they're used for medicinal purposes. And some of my favorite ones that she has to offer are the allergy relief, it works great, and the stress and anxiety. Both of them have worked great for me personally, and she has actually extended to our viewers 10% off any of her products on her website. So make sure you check it out in the show notes below. They're excellent products, and she grows them and harvests them herself. So it's neat to hear other people who are trying to help others with their health by the things that they grow, and I definitely highly recommend these products. Well, that's it for this vlog, but let me know if you have any questions in regards to growing lettuce or other greens at this time of year. It is not impossible. It can be done. It just requires a little bit extra skill and knowledge to do so. Well, that's it for now. We'll see you next time, and grow on.